Alrighty. Review time. Let's go. Alright, so as usual, educational purposes. If I pick on you, it's not because you're bad, just trying to get the info out there and, make everyone better. So let's get started. Okay. So first things first, just okay. Rush is looking good. Alright, all three. Okay. Nathan should be pushing up to the line. Okay. There's me. Same as Josh. Alright. Pretty simple. Let's continue on. Should put this down here. Right. Okay, so we've received the ball. We look up. Right. And what are we looking for? We're looking for people who are still up at the line. We're looking for people that aren't looking at me, right? This goes for Josh as well, right? This could be a shot. Okay, maybe people who are a little bit blinded, right? And again, he's looking for the ball, right? So let's through. Okay, so he got the ball, he's looking up, so that's gone. He's looking, that's gone. That's gone. He's still kind of, I don't know what he's doing. He's looking, so that's gone, right? So nothing's really on here. Nath could be up, alright, and we could be into our set already, basically, right? So overall, like, this whole sequence could be faster, but whatever. Start of the game, see what happens. Okay, so now, basically I want to attack, right? Look, he's defensive, right? Get up. Okay. This. No, he throws one in already, but position wise, he's kind of a mix, right? He's between blocking, right? His arms are still kind of down, blocking, but his legs are kind of like pointed in. Okay. Whereas we look at this guy over here, see his feet are together, right? It's kind of hard to generate power there. This one, he's just going to take a little step out and then he's going to throw, right? So he waits for the ball to come out, right? Then he goes, and then there should be a return here. Okay. So let's just have a look quickly. Okay, yeah. So you've come up, alright, you've stopped, but you've got to be aware that this is your guy here, right? Just like this guy is Nathan's guy, right? You're connected, alright? So connected, alright, connected. If he throws in, right, now it's on you to return, right? It's no good you just watching me get hit, right? We've got to actually put some pressure on, right? So the next time we go up to the line, he just doesn't keep doing that, right? Because he keeps doing that, then all of a sudden the power that I throw it goes from, let's say, like 95%, right? Maybe it goes down to 70, right? And if that happens, then they start taking catches, right? So that's an issue. So that's why this kind of basic of the game is fundamental of the game, right? If we play 1v1, right, this kind of comes up in 1v1s, but you've kind of got to be synced where if he throws in front of your face, then you've kind of got to respond, right? You can't just sit there and watch it happen as it is. Right? So it's basically just establishing, right? So now we're establishing that, like, you know, they want to counter. Okay, so they're putting on defensive pressure on us, right? And they're saying, well, you know, are you gonna respond to this? Right? What's your answer to this? Next time we go to the line, are you gonna counter that if that comes up again? Or they're kind of probing to see who knows what at this point, right? This early pressure, looking to see what people's responses are. All right, this is how they're going to plan out the rest of their game. Okay, so we're back on the 3 ball. Okay, let's make sure, alright, we come together, alright, and receive the call, and then we go up, alright, we go up as a team, alright, pretty simple. We don't want to be like this, okay, we don't want to be going up to the line like in this fashion kind of thing. We want to all be together, okay, we go up. Alright, so we've got this kind of thing going on a little bit. Alright. So now we're looking kind of the same as before. Alright. This guy, still the same. Alright. So let's see what happens. Now there's a slight nuance here, right? One, we fake, right? Fake, big tick, right? We want to see if he's just going to throw like anytime we go to the line, right? Or is he being specific about when he's throwing, right? So we saw in the first one, he waited until after I actually let go of the ball and then he came, right? So the fake's good. We're just going to see if he, like, you know, gets up into his position to throw or whatever, right? He didn't really respond. It's fine, right? Another nuance to this is Kenny's left-handed, right? So Kenny's turning into him, right? So he might be a little bit more wary of actually countering here, right? So let's just see what happens. The fake, left comes out, this is fine. Okay. Now let's just continue this on a little bit. Okay. Big tick. Alright, we like that. That's good. I was a bit worried that you weren't gonna, like, respond. Alright. So let's just... Okay. So Nathan's thrown. We want to see, right? Where we are. Okay. In reality, you should be like back here maybe, right? If we play more like this, okay, if they do throw at Nathan, alright, ball can rebound, right? The other thing is, at this stage, right, obviously we want to protect Nathan, right? But the way we do that is not so much by forcing this, right? We know you're distracting, right? But you can also use Nathan as bait, right? So say you leave Nathan out to dry kind of thing, right? He throws, right? And then from back here, you're countering back, right? And then if he wants to go, then obviously he's going, right? Now, staying up here is kind of good, right? This is showing you where their communication breaks down a bit, right? Because now they're both throwing at you, right? And that's a mistake on their part, right? So this kind of like staying up the line kind of thing, right? It's not wrong, Like, I don't think what you're doing here is wrong. It's more of a preference, right? And for Kenny specifically, we know that you've been going out a lot this season, right? So maybe we just err on being back a little bit further, right? Right, Nathan's made his throw, right? Let Nathan do his job, right? Just dodge ball, let him dodge a ball that comes back at him. Sometimes it's better to just do that and then you take the counter, right? But again, like, there's nothing too wrong here, right? It's kind of like, it didn't work. This play didn't work this time, you know? That's kind of how this happens, right? Okay. And again, right? A good kind of return, okay? Okay, so we're back on 3 again. Okay. Again, right? This is on us, right? This is on all of us to see what's happening here, right? We can wait. We can wait for this. Right? Make sure, right? We come together in the center, right? Make the call, and then we go up as a team, right? Because what you're doing here by going up early, right? They know this guy, non-existent now. Right? This guy's not in the play already. Right? He doesn't exist. Now they just have to worry about 2 instead of 3. Okay? Alright? Now, this is me, right? And I'm Scott. Alright, I'm hammering this. Alright? This is a big step 2. Okay? Just be aware. This could even be this, right? Okay? Just pretty much did what Ken did the other set, and this time it works out because the second ball doesn't come in, right? Why doesn't the second ball come in? Well, last time we responded to it, right? So maybe now he's like, oh, actually, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I don't want to take that risk. We're up, right? I don't need to do anything, right? Okay, again, right? Make sure everyone's getting the call. It's not hard, guys. It's really not hard. Everyone should know. Just come to the center, get the call, alright? Because again, non-existent, alright? Okay. This could have easily been here, right? Easily been there. But now they're just mixing it up a little bit, right? This is kind of like the next thing, right? Now he's saying, are you going to trade with me? This is what he's doing here. He's thinking, is he going to trade with me if I throw in front of his face? Alright? Excuse me. Just fixing something. Alright. So, now this is kind of like, are you going to trade with me at the same time, or are you going to let me throw at you? Alright? So we play forward. Alright. And you got hit. Righto, so let's just see this. Okay. Alright. This is another thing where we can look at the type of player Josh is, alright? Big guy, right? Doesn't want to get down to his feet. Alright, so this is one way that we can, get those bigger guys on the court. We've talked about this before, about the big guys with the big arms on the wings who like to, just blast away from the back line, right? Right, exactly what Scott's just done, right? But a bigger guy like Thatcher, right? This is how we get them out. You just got to hit them on the feet, right? Because they don't want to get down low, right? Perfect example. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 3 versus 5, right? So come together, make the call. Now, at the start of the game, right? With dodges, right? We don't need to take any risks, but now we're down players, right? We start looking for catches, right? Starting to look for catches, starting to look for, these longer throws can come in now. Even throws from the back line when someone's like not looking, okay? Now we're starting to look for those types of plays, right? Yeah, we're still coming up. Okay, another middle, right? And there it is again, right? Let's come in. Alright, there's no need for us to watch here, right? This is our guy, right? Okay. Okay, and if he gets him early enough, now we've got a ball up here, and now we've got to come up and get it, right? And they can come up and pressure us, right? Force a play ball, and then we have to throw 2, right? So okay, and that's what happens, right? This is basically what happens. This is basically the game plan for them, right? Let's go back just a little bit, right? This is their game plan, right? Find the wings that don't throw back, right? And then make them pay, basically, right? This is what he's saying. He's saying, hey man, if you're not going to respond to me, then I'm going to kill this guy and make him put the ball down in the middle of the court, right? Okay. Right. So I mean, pretty fortunate, right, that it doesn't bounce back to them, right? But this is what happens when people are up, like up this far on the court, right? The ball either bounces back or it stays here, right? Now the ball's stuck. We've got a pressure, right? So Nathan's closest here, so we're pressuring this guy, right? And then to get this, maybe we have to throw and then pick it up, right? But they're just waiting, right? They're just waiting for us to get a play ball here. Okay. Okay. Throwing the pickup, right? This is your guy. This is your guy. Okay. Okay. Side on. Alright, we're going to square up to him. Okay. Okay. Do you see? Again, not looking. Right? He's throwing the ball. He's going to be looking at the ball soon. Right? Okay. Look. I'm not even looking, guys. Alright. These guys, all these guys, right? They might be athletic and like in some situations really good with the ball, throwing, catching, or whatever, right? But they switch off in games. They do it all the time, right? These are just little things we can do, right? When we're paying attention at the start to get free outs, right? Now, also, we talked about this a little bit. Why isn't he expecting this, right? He's not expecting this because they've got 3, right? And I hit him, they go to 4 balls, right? So, we've given them 4 balls, right? They've got 4 people, so they can throw all the balls if they want, right? And maybe get 4 of us out, maybe, alright? But what we've done by getting that easy guy at the start, now we're saying, okay, you kind of have to double someone and get them out, because our next turn up at the line, we're going to make you pay, alright? Okay, so they miss. Oh. Okay, stepped out. Okay. So he stepped out, so they even it back up. Okay. Beautiful. Is there anything we can see from that? Let's have a look. Go up. Okay. Just look at this guy's stance has changed, right? He's looking. Right, he's kind of in the same stance, right? Okay, we've taken the step. Right. So you see how I'm up here, right? If this guy wants to time your step and throw, right, he has to be throwing now, right? And the way I've timed it up, that is, he wants to go early before you've let go of the ball, then mine's coming in straight afterwards, right? That's kind of the timing we're looking at. Same at Nathan. Like Nathan's like fully extended, right? He's ready to go. Right. Okay. 2 people, they look ready, that's fine. Alright. Let's get our guys up, remember, looking for those rebounds. Alright. Bang. Alright. Nice, good dodge. Alright. Now, do you see my position here, right? I'm ready to go already. Okay. Just take this back a little bit. You see, this is important on the wings, right? So, come up, throw. Alright. Scott wants to get something. He's seen that someone's out. He needs to get someone back, right? He's pushing up. Alright. Did you see before, right? When it was Ken's turn, right? He was still up. Alright. Remember that? And he got hit. He was, I think he was still in the center, right? So he was still up here, right? And they had the 2 throw in, right? And then our wingers were like back here, right? So now we look at it, alright? Ken's getting out as fast as he can, right? And we're kind of equal, right? Okay. Right, throw comes in, right? Look at this. It's very important, right? Blocking, right? But also split step, ready to go forward, right? Because the quicker I can rebound here, right, the higher percentage chance, right, I'm stealing meters off him, right? We're kind of like trapping him a little bit. We're trapping here, so he's come up the court, right? Do you see the distance? Right, after the throw, he's got to stop and recover, but I can go forward, right? So I'm trying to steal meters here. Okay. And we've got to be ready on the opposite wing, right? Because this guy wants to stop here, right? No ball. No ball over here. This is my chance. Right? Look at this guy. He's out anyway. No ball. This is the only guy. Okay. I want you to see too, right? This is the kind of pressure we put him under. Fake. Right? And he goes down to his knees, yeah. Look. So he went down. Right? It's looking. You can go. Right? Remember, no ball yet. We can double if we want. Right? It's there. Okay. Big tick, right? Now we're doing what they were doing to us before, right? We're saying, are you going to protect? Right? This is what we're asking. It's the exact same as what they were doing to us, right? Right? And why can we throw at this guy? Right? He takes that big step, arm up, right? Alright? It's pretty obvious that he's throwing, right? Because this guy's not fucking throwing. Alright? Is this guy throwing? Maybe. Right? But he hasn't taken a step. Right? So he's not throwing. The only one that's taken a step is this guy. Right? Now this could be a fake. Right? This could be a fake. But even if it is, like, you know, we're saying, hey man, like, good fake, basically, right? But this is his first attack, like, very unlikely that it's going to be a fake straight up. Right? Those usually come in, fakes are usually something like a response, right? It's a response to someone trying to counter you from the wing. Alright, or sometimes we fake to see like who's active, right? Who's actively shifting their weight. So anyway, comes in. I mean, lucky. Alright. We can see, right? Response. This one comes in, right? Now I have to respond, right? And I can either go here or here, right? Do I do anything? Alright. So I go straight up. I want to attack, right? He's defending, right? But in this situation, I don't have to do anything. Right? We've got 4 balls. They've got 1. We're up in players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 3. I don't have to take a risk here. Right? If we were down, say we had 3 and they had 4 or 5 or 6, right? Then I might look to be aggressive here and hit one of these guys. Or maybe I even trade out, right? I throw and he throws back and we trade out, right? See you later. See you later, right? Maybe we trade out. But in this specific scenario, right? We're up in numbers. We're up in balls, right? I could be super aggressive and run this guy down. But I don't have to. Right? I don't have to take that risk. I can play it safe. I can use the time, put more pressure on them. Right? The lower the time gets left in the set, the more pressure is on them to make a play. Alright? So, stop. Okay, it looks like we've lost the ball. Okay, so they get 3. So we lost the ball there at 1 rolled over. What do you do? Okay, so now we see a fake comes out. Alright, these are the responses, right? This is like the sequence of how things work. Alright, you gotta have a big throw first, right? You gotta have a big throw first, right? See if this guy counters you. If he does, right, you put out the fake. See if he still throws and wastes the ball, right? Then you've got 4, and then you fucking double the shit out of him, alright? Alright, you get 4, double him, right? And you say to him, you wasted your ball and now you're dead, right? Or, you wasted your ball and now your teammate's dead, right? And then your teammate looks at you and says, why did you dump the ball, right? This is how you build the pressure. Right, this is kind of the sequence of how things work. Alright, let's go. The big fake. Right. And then this guy. Alright, it's just timing. He's saying, are you going to throw? Alright, he tries to time it out. That's just kind of how it works, right? And now we drew the ball out. And we're all good. Alright. We lose the ball. Now this is... we're just going to kind of be aware of what's happening here, right? Ball's gone. Alright, so now they've got 3. We throw, alright? 4. Alright, then I throw 5, right? Okay. And because he's thrown, right, and we're connected, right, now I have to fucking throw, right? So that's why I throw the 5th. Because in my mind, right, if he throws, I'm throwing. Alright. Okay. And again, you got to think about it too, right? Nathan threw, right? And they're connected, right? This guy throws, but it was way late, right? It was way too late. Let's just go back again, right? Because this is kind of solidifying how things work here, right? So he's got a ball, right? Connected, right? Okay. Now I can guarantee you, if they were up on numbers, they would never take this throw, right? It's way too late. But they're running out of time, they've got less numbers, and now they've got to take a risk, right? the other mistake here from them, right? From them, right? If you need to get someone out, right? This is, yes, the shortest distance, okay? But because you're square and it's straight on, it's easier to catch, right? It's easier to pick up the line of the ball and it's easier to catch. Right? If you'd kind of gone across, right? Across, maybe this would have a better chance, right? Maybe. But this is a positioning thing for us where we've forced them into making a quick decision, right? And Nathan takes a good catch, but also he put himself in the best position to take that catch, right? You're not going to get a better position to take a catch than this, other than being back here, right? And it's still being straight at you. Alright. Force him to throw hard, right? Hits him right on the chest. Right? We've talked about like throwing at people's feet before, right? How we get caught out a lot. Look, we put them under pressure and they make the same mistakes that we do. Alright? Straight at Nathan's chest. Alright? Easy. Alright? When we play the right way and we choose the right timings to throw, right? We can force these guys into the dumb mistakes, right? Absolutely we can. Okay, now we've got 3. Okay. Now, we've got 3. We get the play ball. This is probably what we don't want, right? In this particular situation, right? 1v, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1v6, 1v6, right? And we throw a single at him, right? What about when we played rubber duckies the other week, right? And they had the guy that catches really well, right? And what did we do? We faked, we drew out the ball, right? And then we doubled or tripled him, right? He had no chance. We just took him straight out of the game, right? So why are we forgetting that, right? We draw the ball, right? You get the 3 or the 4, right? And we blast him out of the court, right? See you later. Get out of here. Alright. Alright. Again. Terrible decision, right? But we had to play ball, and now we're feeling rushed. Right? There's something to say like where how do I put this? Where the pressure's on him, right? First, throw, right? And then he's got to turn and catch, right? So we're putting the pressure on him, right? There's no rest, right? He throws, he's like, shit, I got to catch, right? He dodges, throw, oh shit, I've got to catch, right? And even this one pops up and Nathan's ready to throw and catch. So, like, yeah, there's something to say that we just had, like, constant pressure on him, right? To force him to move fast, think fast, right? Execute fast, right? But at the same time, we could have had, we could just triple him, basically. Throw 3 at the same time, right? Very little chance he's catching. Alright, let's move on. Okay, Obviously we messed up the rush. All good. Okay. Again, alright. Our defensive pressure to fake. Alright, and draw out a ball. Great. Alright, they threw at the guy with the ball. Alright. This is high percentage for us, alright? High percentage for us. Alright? Like, this guy doesn't have a ball, this guy doesn't have a ball, this guy doesn't have a ball, this guy doesn't have a ball. Alright? And what do they decide to do? They don't throw through the center. They throw from the wing, straight down the line. You don't have to pick up the line of the ball, it's coming straight at you. Block, lift your foot. Right? Easy high percentage for us, right? Easy defense for us. Okay? We'll take that every day of the week. Okay. Get the call. Okay, I want you to see how big of a hop step I took then. Alright, I'm trying to see. Do they want to go early? Alright. They don't. Alright. He rushes back. Alright. Connected. Okay. Now again, alright. Straight down the line at the guy who had the ball, right? Now, genuinely, I think that's high percentage for us, right? If he fakes at me, right, or throws at me, I've got to jump, I've got to do something, right? And then his second guy comes into play, and then Nathan comes into play, right? And then after all that, this guy's either come back or he's coming across, right? And it just convolutes the game so much, right? But because he throws straight down the line, right? We block it, we dodge it, whatever, right? And then we're just, back to flatlining, right? Like for me, they're not challenging us to make decisions here, right? Our only decision here was lift up your leg, block the ball. There was no other decision to be made here, right? If he threw at me, then there's a decision, do I go back, right? And then there's another decision, do I cover? And then another decision, right? Do I cover the cover? It just blows, it snowballs, right? So for them to just go for this little one, this is good for us, alright? Okay. Alright. So, again, make sure if you can't hear the calls, come over to hear the call, right? This is on the wingers to come in to hear the call, right? He's in the center of the court, he's not going to go this side and then run over here, right? And then we get the play ball call. It's just better for the wingers to come into the center, get the call, right? And then you all go up together, right? Keep harping on it, but, it keeps happening, right? Where we're just making a call on one side. Because again, these guys are watching, right? They see, right? This guy doesn't exist now. Okay. Again. Okay. Right. We're connected. Are you connected? Right. Okay, so put the fake, right? right? He also faked, right? He went down to block, right? Kind of a waste of a throw for me. Okay, here. Maybe he's seeing this, right? How do I explain? So like I'm blocking your view a little bit here, right? So I'm kind of like blocking your view of this coming in, right? Okay, good dodge. Okay. So this is our next kind of iteration, right, of the center. So they've been countering, right? Now we've swapped to faking, right? And now this guy is like, well, I can't dump a ball, right? So now he has to wait for me to throw before he does anything, right? And now we've added the next layer on, which is what if the ball comes out from here now, right? If we get his teammate out here with this throw, right? Does his teammate then turn to him and say, why didn't you protect me? Right? This is your guy, you're tethered. Why didn't you protect me? Right? If he's thrown, why isn't he throwing back? Right? This is how this works. This is how we build that pressure up. Alright? Alright? And another thing, right? If he wants to rush up like he's been doing to get this guy out, look who's still got a ball, can cover, right? He wants to come, well guess what? Covered, right? Okay, we get the ball across, all good, right? So this is like, you know, one whole complete turn that we've had, right? And then they've had a turn, right? So we went up, we didn't get anyone, they went up, they didn't get anyone, we went up, they didn't get anyone, right? And now they're coming up again, right? And these are clean, like, whole clean possessions from both sides, right? This is kind of what the game looks like when we're not making any, like, really big, obvious errors, right? Okay, now, do you see? They both took the step at the same time, right? Arms are up, arms are up. This is how we analyze this, right? This guy's a little bit behind, he hasn't taken his step yet. Arms down, okay? So in the moment when I'm looking, this is hard for me, right? This is hard for me, right? Because I got two guys synced up. I don't know where it's going to go, right? Even for the winger, right? This is hard because you want to pressure this guy, but this could be coming, right? At the exact same time. See Nath with the big step, right? Pressuring. Alright, so this is where we talk about defensive pressure, right? And this is the difference here, right? Look at Nathan, right? And look at Josh, right? Nathan's pressuring, right? And he can see, you look at his eyes, he can see, right? He's taking, you know, let's just say he's taking 5% off the throw here, right? Which means that if this guy throws, it's coming in, right, before this one, right? That might give me the chance to dodge, right? Or it might give me the chance to just catch this one and then get hit by this, right? But it doesn't matter, right? It's like a trade. Whereas if we look on this side, right, if he throws and gets me out, are you going to be in time, right, from here to switch to side stance, get the ball up, and then throw? Are you going to be in time, right? Are you taking 5% off this guy's throw, right? And this is like one of the nuances of the game that happens super quick, right? Where we've got to see, right, multiple things at once, right? We've got to see the step. Well, actually, if I do this in order, right, we've got to see the distances, right? this guy is further back. So if I draw this out, I'll try and draw this out for you so it's clear. Alright. So it's there. It's here, right? So this guy's late, right? These guys have stepped at the same time, right? Their arms are up in throwing position, right? It's throwing position, right? These are the little cues that we are acting on, right? And if you really want to talk about defensive pressure, right, affecting this guy, right, Nathan's step would be here, right, playing up, stealing that extra meter, right, again, trying to steal that extra meter. We've got a ball, we can defend ourselves, we're trying to steal that meter so that if one of these guys throws in, right, this, you've stolen a meter on him already and you hit him back instantly. Alright, we saw before how I wanted to pop back up, but this guy still had the ball, right? And he was like stopping me. And we had more players, so I didn't need to take the risk, so I didn't have to go up, right? But if we're even on players, right? And like, you know, we're still trying to work the game out, or we're still trying to get whole possessions in to kind of gain the upper hand, right? When this throw comes in, right, you steal that meter and you hit it back instantly without having to run up the court, right? And then this guy, he's pressured, right? Because if you hit this, right, this guy is pressured to throw back, right? But the distance is too far, right? The distance is still really far for him. But if you keep running up, right, the distance is shorter. It's easier for him to try and trade it out, right? And not only that, right, if you're here, right, he wants to throw across, again, this one comes, right? Okay. So, here we are. Alright, the steps. Alright, Nathan reads this correctly, right? He reads that this is late. Now he's open to go, alright? He's open to go. Alright. Bang. Right? Lovely. Alright, now, I don't know, apparently Nathan missed. Okay. Alright. Now the other thing, let's see real quick if it happens. No, it didn't happen. Alright, so this guy, I thought he like did a big fake, but he was just following a block with the ball. Alright. Okay, so they make a good hit, right? Finally from the center, they go at someone without a ball, right? Nathan probably should have hit his shot there, he missed it, right? It's our first little breakdown, like as a team, right? Before we've been playing like super well, right? And this is just that one small error, right? Where Nathan should have hit the guy, he didn't, and the guy hit us, and you know, this is just how the game works, right? It's like basketball, you take a shot, no one's hitting 100% of their shots, right? So, you know, but Stephen Curry is shooting, what, like 47% or 44% from 3-point land, right? So, he's missing over half the shots, right? Nathan missed one, right? And the other guy hit one. What do you do, right? We can talk about our defending maybe, like our dodging. Let's go back. Alright. Let's talk about our dodging. Alright. Look at us on defense. On the step. Alright. On the step. Let's see. Alright. We're all nice and evenly spaced out. Alright. This is good. Alright. All evenly spaced out. Excellent. Alright. Alright. And we just spin on the 1 foot. and out, right? So it wasn't a sidestep, right? You just basically, he aimed here, right? And you just spun in line, right? We know that this isn't optimal, right? It's either a sidestep, alright, or a sidestep. And then after that sidestep, you can jump, you can duck, you can catch, whatever, right? So there's something for us to work on there, right? The other thing we could talk about is if Nathan was further up and Josh was further up, right? Kenny can pop in behind, Bailey can pop in behind, and then that gives you like even more space to like take a big jump or a big jump, right? Okay. So this is something that I do a lot, right? Okay. Kenny's looking at the ball. Look who's watching, right? This is what I do all the time when we stab the line. Sometimes I do it from the back of the line, right? But we do this against the good players, right? Who aren't paying attention, right? This is an easy out, okay? Me as well. Look, what am I doing? Right? This could be at me as well. Alright? Bailey's scratching his hair. This could be at Bailey too. Alright? And alright. There we go. It's fine. Okay. Nathan, right? Nathan's protecting us. Eyes up, eyes up. Right? He's looking, he's looking. This guy's like, alright, I'll just take you, but if you've got to pay attention to me, right? There you go, didn't I? From here, right? I thought I thought it was this guy. Oh my god. Alrighty, let's have a look real quick. Why does this work? Okay. So, no ball, no ball, no ball, no ball, right? Throws come in, right? It's tough, right? This is where like a little mistakes happened, right? So how did this ball get there? Let's have a look real quick. Pass. Okay, and it just it's just unlucky. It just rolls out that way, right? What can we do, alright? Okay, Nathan is probably just expecting this one, right? Because they're pressuring the ball here. Alright. These two, God. Alright, these two are still connected, so they're just neutralizing each other out. Alright. Okay, doubled. Alright. Still no ball over here, alright? So this guy's free to do whatever he wants. Alright. Alright, come together, make the call. Up, up, up. Okay. The fake, we're still doing the fakes. We draw at the ball. Alright, and then you hit him. Alright. Okay. And if you don't want to go at him, you can go at him. Right? Okay, Ken misses. Easy. Alright, this is all good. Perfect, right? Let's just do this again, because this is really good play, right? Well, kind of really good play, right? So Kenny throws. Alright. This guy throws as well. Alright, Ken's thrown. Okay. Now, we look at the situation, right? No ball, right? This, I don't know what Scott's doing. I don't think he has to throw this at all, to be honest. Alright. Scott's just seeing that you're staying up. Alright. We've got 3 balls at the moment, so this to me is a mistake, right? Alright, so he throws, you block. Alright. It's my chance to get up and steal some meters on Scott. Alright. Also, right, no balls, right? So we can go for anyone we want, right? Same here, anyone we want. Okay, I miss. Bailey misses, right? Ken comes in, protects, stops. All good. Right? Okay, now, obviously a mistake was made here somewhere, so let's have a look. Probably one of us threw when we shouldn't. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Right? Ah, so here it is. So for me, right, if I'm counting balls, I've seen this go across. Alright? So now I'm saying 1, 2, 3 balls, right? But it gets blocked over, right? So I throw, alright, I throw 1. So now we should be on 2. And then Bailey throws 1. Alright, down to 1. Yeah. So either, we just had to be a bit more organised there. And Bailey probably holds, right? But, that's what happens when the game, speeds up. Like I was saying, when the game speeds up and gets all convoluted, right? We can't track every single little thing. Like we lost track of a ball, and all of a sudden, they've got 4 and we've got 1. Right? These little bits of, chaos play is what presents opportunities, right? And this is where the good teams will beat the bad, not the bad teams, but the worst teams, right? Right? They've just done better, holding the ball, staying alive. Like we had 2 or 3 throws there, we didn't hit anyone, right? And now it's 4 balls to 1, and we're in a bit of trouble, right? We're down. Alright, now we're looking for catches. Alright, we're looking for random throws where someone's not looking, like here. Right, he's not looking. Right, this could come in here. Alright, but then we're trading off, etc, etc. So now it gets all convoluted, right? Okay, double and a catch, right? So let's see. Alright. Obviously one's coming in a lot faster, right? I don't know really what's going on here, but this is just good catch, basically. Alright, this is kind of what we want in this situation. Catch. You get the dodge as well. Lovely. Alright. Okay, we miss. Block. Block goes over. Alright, good. Okay. Let's just have a look at this. So we're up. We like it. It's good. Alright, we need to steal a few meters because we've got to come back a little bit here. Although it is 4v4 right now, so this is pretty good, right? If we really want to play defensive here, right, we can be back. Alright, but I honestly not a huge fan of that. Like, I like putting pressure, right, and forcing them stakes. I don't like to just let them have their way and do whatever they want, because that just makes the game infinitely more harder for us. Alright, so this is good. Alright. So I think the timing here is absolutely fine, right? But where are we aiming at? Alright? Alright, we're getting him right here. We need to be down here. Alright? Either of the feet. Alright, that's just the reality. Right? This can pop up now. Right? If this guy was playing proper defense, right? Even the best teams don't do this, right? They never come up and support the throwers, right? And play D. Alright, this could be a pop-up catch. Let's see where this lands. Right? Literally went, oh my god. Actually went through here, right? If he was playing proper defense, right? You know, maybe it would be a catch, maybe not, but it's a chance for them, right? So anyway, alright, we know connected, so now this one's coming in, alright? Connected, alright, so let's just see what happens. Now, questionable decision to catch here, right? We're even. Why not just dodge and take a turn, right? Dodge and take another turn. Get the two balls set back up, right? Get the balls set back up, right? Play another round on defense, dodge, and go back up the line and try and hit someone, right? Game's called dodgeball, right? Catches are for when we're down, right? We're actually even here. I mean, yeah, like, part of me, I don't mind it, right? Because it's like right at his chest, right? Right? It's almost a catch. You know, it's one of those things like, if he caught it, we get one in, we're up, like, you know, happy days, best thing ever, right? If he doesn't catch it, 3 versus 4, right? You know, it's one of those things where we have to weigh up. Should we go for the catch there, or should we dodge? I think, I don't know, like, we're even. What do we do when we're even? Do we play safe, or do we have a go, right? You know, to be fair, I'm kind of in the camp of having a go. Right? Take the game on. But at the same time, like, we want to put the pressure on them to make a play and not us to make a play. Alright, if that makes sense. Like, we can go to the line, right? And work as a team to get someone out efficiently. Or, like, we can put all the pressure on, like, one throw to catch. I don't know. I'm split. I'm split with this kind of situation. Like, I don't think taking the catch is the wrong choice. And I don't think dodging is a bad choice either. I think, yeah, this is like a genuine 50-50 of like, what do we do here? Should we have just tried to dodge that, or should we go for the catch? And that's just going to be a mentality kind of thing, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. It really is. Pops up, tries to catch it. Okay, draws a ball. We get one out. So, like, yeah, this is one of those things, right? Where, like, everything happens quickly again, right? So because Bailey goes early, right? So here we go. The whole process starts. It's a bit of chaos, right? Because the ball pops up now, right? Now he's forced into a decision. I think he went early as well. Sorry, sometimes you have to watch this back a couple of times to see exactly what happened, right? Okay, Scott dumps for some reason, I don't know. Right? He's forced to make sure Nathan's out. Gets caught up. Alright, we get the out. Because Scott dumped, we've got 3 balls. Alright? And somehow we're back to the 3 versus 3, alright? So this is like what a perfect example, right? Again, that when these plays get extended and like convoluted and multiple people have to like go one after the other, right? That's where these openings start like happening against the good teams, right? We can talk about like little openings when like they're not looking or paying attention, right? They lose focus for a second and we can pick them off, right? And then there's other things where like we're actually playing, we're keeping up with them, and we're forcing them into these extended periods where like they're throwing and missing, right? Or they're throwing it straight down the line, they're getting blocked, it's not working, right? Then they have to take a risk, right? Or they have to kind of like make something happen over an extended period of time, right? And then all of a sudden this convolution stuff comes out where, you know, you've thrown, he throws back, right? Or he throws back into the center, the ball pops up, and then he's got to protect, and then this guy dumps for some reason, then you go, right? When we pull them, when we pull their decision making into like smaller and smaller time frames, right? That's when the decision making goes from being like net positive, like all the time with these good players, to where all of a sudden, oh, we fucked up. Oh, we fucked up again, right? And then that pressure builds, right? And that's just how you get them into trouble, right? Righto, let's continue on. Okay. I think I heard 10 seconds, right? Now, we've got 4, right? No ball, right? He has to pressure, right? Carrying 2 balls, what do we know the rule is? Right, harder to block. Alright, so let's just see what happens. I can't remember, let's just see what happens, right? Right? We know this is coming a mile away, right? There's nothing wrong with just putting the ball down, like here. Making the throw, right? Faking, drawing the ball out, right? And then going again. Okay. We both miss, right? Unfortunately. It's a shame. Because we get him to move, right? Now, Scott in this scenario is used to people doubling him, right? That's just his usual scenario. But as far as I can see, we don't have to get him out here, right? We don't have to go for him, right? Bailey throws, right? Gets him to move, right? And then I just miss, unfortunately. Right, Kenny throws again, misses. Right, we had 3 chances to get someone out then, and we just missed. Right, we just misses, throws missed. What do you do? Alright, they come up. Okay. I don't know about this, but not worried. This guy is probably the next one, right? When that foot lands. And then This looks a little bit late to me, right? So let's just see. So he throws, right? Here we are again. High percentage for us, right? We've got the ball. It's at our toes. Straight line. I'd much rather this than this, right? Or like this, right? We would much rather that one or that one every day of the week, right? So this is totally fine for now, right? Okay, so this is me knowing, right, that Scott's game is to play the counter, right? I know that Scott loves playing the counter, right? And not only that, I know that he loves to counter, right, and then catch, right? And my whole thing is I just want to take that away from him. I want to force him to come up, right? I want to force him up at this line so that we can do what he normally does to us, alright? So it's the draw right now. We don't have to take any chances, okay? It's totally fine. We burn a ball. We get away with that. Scott's forced to make a play. Straight down the line, right? It's fine. Right? And then the pressure, right? He burns a ball. Dumped it. Okay? Go back. Right? Right? This is a decision you make. Right? This is a decision you make when when the other team's making it hard to get you out and you've got to find a way, right? Because we dumped that last ball, now he's like, shit. I have to find something, a way to get someone out without going up to the line, right? He does not want to come up to this line, right? So he dumps one, right? Look at this guy straight away, right? Remember we talk about teammates, like they dump a ball and then you get a guy out and the teammate looks across and says, why didn't you protect me? Right? This is right? This is this one right here. Right? This is exactly what's happening right here in this guy's brain, alright? Just replay this. Watch how quickly he turns at him, right? He's like, really? Really, bro? You just did that from the back of the court? Right? And that's it, right? That's the end of the set. Right? We take the draw. It's fine for us, right? Oh, that makes me laugh, man, so much. Alright? But hey, man, like, we played out, all good. Alright? We're forcing them into stuff that they don't want to do. It's all good. Okay. You can see, alright, this is a bit slow. Alright, this one goes out of court, it's fine. Like, it's contested. Alright. I want you to see, alright, where people are. Alright. Alright. I've already stolen that meter. I'm about to steal another one. Alright, and I'm ready to throw. Alright. What am I looking for? Again, alright, this guy watching the ball. This guy sideways, right? He's not squared up to me, right? So this could be a hit. Right, and the other thing I'm seeing is that this guy's running back, right, and he's gonna obscure vision, right? Okay. Did you see he kind of turns a little bit, right? He's looking, right? He's been looking the whole time. He's kind of not looking, but he's also, right? Can this guy see? Right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these little things, right? I'm looking at people who are side on, right? People who aren't looking, right? And people who have their vision obscured, right? So that when this guy moves out of the way and that ball just suddenly appears, his reaction time is nothing, right? So just, right? Unlucky. Okay. Again. Alright, the steps. The arms up. They're doing this well at the moment, right? This guy is down. He's waiting for the counter, right? Alright. Where's our defensive pressure gone, right? So is this going to be an out now? Woo! The dodge. Alright, we'll lose the ball. Unlucky. Okay, now we have some good pressure, right? Fake. Alright. Remember? Tethered. Alright. So. Alright, Nathan's fake, or his stunt, like, takes the center away. He fakes to try and draw out a ball. Right? Alright. That's where we should be. Okay. Right here. Alright. From here. Right there. Okay. This guy wants to come back. Right. Right here. Alright. If he wants to go. Alright. Catch, catch, catch. Alright. Deflection, deflection. Deflection. Right. Honestly, I don't think there's much more to say about this game. Like, it's crazy to me, like, it's only been 7 minutes of gameplay, but let's go through. Okay, so we're seeing that these timings are coming out where we're just a little bit late and he's almost getting that free cross off now, right? Okay. Just quickly. Alright, fake. Alright, Kenny answers. It's an out, right? Perfect. Okay, let me double. Okay, we get 2. Okay, they give us a free ball. So okay, again, right? The fake draws out the ball, right? Comes in, right? We just miss, I think. I think that's what just happened. I could be wrong. Just miss. Alright. I know we've got 3, so I can throw one more. Try to get it low. Alright, just miss. Alright. This is a bit unlucky. Alright. Arguably, we talked about having obscured views, right? But we've got to be aware that, like, we're looking for this catch here. I mean, are we looking for this catch? Probably not, right? We're up in numbers, we don't have to catch this. Maybe if we were down on numbers, we're looking for the catch. I don't know. Was this possible to catch? I mean, is what it is, right? Okay. So we've just got to realize here that we're winning, right? We don't need to be up here to take this risk, right? You're already like backtracking. He threw. That's fine. Like, we don't have to answer here, right? So again, right? We've got to be aware that we're up and they've got to make plays, right? We're doing these fakes. We know that a ball's going to come in. Could be at me, right? Could be at Nathan. Could be at me, right? But we've got to be aware that we're trying to draw this ball out first, alright? Realistically, the ball came over. I think Bailey's got one. We should just double, right? Or double. Alright. This is my fault. Alright. What happens? I throw. I get the call for the ball, right? You two are tethered. Alright. He's nothing. Okay. There's no point watching here. Alright. Right? And then you go after. It's too late. Right? We've just got to see that your man throws, you're countering. Like, we've got all this that you had to hit, right? Even here. Alright. Now he's ready. Alright. Squared up. Okay. Alright. And that outburst that you just heard, right? Right? Do you do that in matches that you're winning easily? I want you guys to think about this. Do you do that? Alright? Do you have that kind of emotion? Right? When you're winning matches easily. Okay? This is a good cue for you guys to see, right? That we're pushing them, right? It might not feel like it, right? Sometimes the scores get blown out, right? But we're actually doing very well against some of these guys, right? So, you know, I don't want you guys to see the stats and see like the values are like -40 and be like, shit, like I'm so bad, because it's just not objectively true, right? The stats help us to point us in like certain directions to see where we can improve our game. It's not necessarily a reflection of how good we are overall as a team or anything like that, right? These are all really good players, and you know, you don't get that kind of emotion out of them unless you're pushing them, right? They're used to winning a lot, right? And when you win a lot, it's hard to get excited, right? The game gets boring when you're winning all the time. But when you get teams that push you and like, you know, you have to make a play, you make a big catch, right? And they yell like that, it's just telling you how well, right? It's telling you how well that we're actually doing as a team, right? I think I'll end it on that. I don't think there's much more to say about this game, to be honest. Like, you know, we've seen like little things that we do where, like, you know, let's put it this way, right? The mistakes in this game have been from little things like, right, not watching the ball, right? It was around where the ball came off and rolled up, right? And we got put into like a hard situation where like you're not in often, where like the ball was right up here and we're getting the play ball call and we had to do something, and they traded us out and then they won the round, right? We had a round where we pretty much went even and we drew, right? We had rounds where you know, we were trading wings, like wings was throwing and then we were going up and having an attack, and then they were coming and having an attack, and then we were having an attack, right? This game's been really good, right? For the most part, it's just tiny little mistakes, right? In reading the game. Maybe Kenny got away with it, but he was up here, right? And I think it was Tim was up here, and we're up with like 4-2 or 4-3, right? And he's just inviting this ball in when he could have been back here. We're just having these little moments in the games where maybe the game's rushed, or we get put in a position that some of us hasn't been in, like often enough, and we're just, you know, it's forcing us to make a snap decision, and the other team's taking advantage of it, right? Other than that, this game was really good. Wing pressure from Nathan, excellent. This side could have been better, right? It was very defensive on this wing. Throws through the middle, I thought were, for the most part, good so far. Like, we were faking, right? Drawing balls out. Yeah. Let's just have a quick scrub through and see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Like, this is just them. So this thing where Bailey's in for ages, right? They're burning balls. They're just taking time off the clock here. Alright, we're doing well. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Lucky we got the ball back, right? We dumped there. Okay. So these fakes aren't coming, alright? Just quickly, these fakes aren't coming in. Alright? And we're doing what they were doing, going straight down the line. We can go for the guy without the ball, alright? Okay. Just gotta hold the ball properly. It's fine. Okay, pushing the tempo here, trying to draw some mistakes from them. Okay, then we go one in. Okay, so let's have a look at this real quick. Fake, we throw one. Okay, so this is a dump. Alright, we didn't need to throw then. Alright, now we've got two. It's a dump from me, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm up there. I'm out. Okay. Just keep going. Alright. Okay. Yep. Falling apart a little bit. And It's all Nathan, so this is all time wasting by them. We're running out of clock time. Alright, if we're in this position, we've just got to hit out or get out essentially. Alright. Not sure what the score was here, maybe it was closer, but yeah. Okay, just gotta push the tempo. Like, look at this, so long. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. They got 3 balls, so you didn't throw there. It's fine. Okay. So now we counter. Right. We miss. They respond. Hit. Alright. He goes. Alright. Where's our response? Okay. Okay, we miss. It's fine. Just how it goes, right? They're gonna come up and have an attack. Alright. They hit. Gotta push tempo, right? We gotta take some risks to catch back up. We're running out of time. Okay, they got 3, we got 2. No, we've got 3. Okay, got a hit. Right, where's the return? Right, this is just telling me that they're a bit comfortable, like they're happy to have someone go out, it's fine, doesn't matter for them, apparently. Okay. Trying to draw a ball out of them there. Okay, so actually this is something that we can talk about. Alright, 3v3. I'm pretty sure we're down set, so we've got to win this, right? I'm pushing up. We're looking, like I'm looking to get either these 2 out or like get them to throw at me, right? So we can draw an extra ball. Nothing eventuates, right? Ball's on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, this is too long. Now I have to throw, like, in this position, I feel like I have to throw because we're about to get a play ball call. Right? There's no point me throwing at the ball. There's no point me crossing. So I throw middle. Unfortunately, you know, because I'm throwing as hard as I can, it just slips high and he catches it. Right? Okay, and again, the emotion, right? It just tells you, right, that we're doing well. Right? Right? This isn't an easy game for them, right? This is all that's telling you, that this isn't an easy game for them. Okay. So look here. Hey, just gets it past you. And now we're back in that situation where they run out the clock, right? Bailey goes for a catch, perfect. It's fine. Doing what you have to do. Okay, just miss. Kenny gets hit. So this just seems slow to me, right? Like, I'm already throwing. Alright, we're just getting a grip on the ball. Like, I don't know. I tried to protect you, Kenny. Tried. Okay. Okay, we twist on the spot. Doubled, so what's that? So we throw 2, right? So I'm gonna assume. Alright, so here's what we're talking about again, right? Make sure we come into the center so that everyone hears the call, right? Because this is what happens. Alright, not everyone heard the call. We throw 2. Now they've got 4. They get to double for free. And, you know, you're dead, right? Okay. And again, double. And I'm dead. Right. Now they're wasting time again. Okay. That's basically it. Alrighty, that's the end of the review. Hopefully got some stuff out of it. It's probably a long one. But yeah, sometimes can't help it. Anyways, thanks everyone.